All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another video. My name is Shaheen Majezi. In this video, I want to share with you guys, this is sort of like a testimonial video for a book that I've been reading and following along with this past week. The book is called The Magic by Rhonda Byrne. And there's actually free versions of this book online. You can find free PDF versions. I'll probably link one of the PDFs in the description below. And this past week has been magical because I've been following these practices every day, and things are actually have actually happened. Things have manifested. The abundance is flowing, and I can sense the shift that has taken place within me. So I want to share with you guys a couple of the practices that are in the book, and sort of what the book's about, and then share with you guys my personal experience of what's happened in this past week. So this book is centered around the concept of gratitude, and in the first part of the book, there is a saying that Rhonda Byrne sort of uses as the premise of the book. So the saying is, whoever has gratitude will be given more, and he or she will have in abundance. Whoever does not have gratitude, even what he or she has will be taken from him or her. So this is the premise of the book. And what Rhonda Byrne did in this book is she laid out a 28-day follow-along gratitude practice that it's laid out over 28 days. Every day there's something else, there's something different that you're grateful for. And there is a morning and nightly gratitude practice that you do every day for 28 days. I've done this for about 7 days now, and already, like I said, huge shift in myself, my being, and a lot of amazing things have happened within a few days of just doing these exercises. So, one of the first powerful practices that she prescribes in the book is the morning practice. And that is basically what you do there is you write out a list. The first thing in the morning when you wake up, grab your journal, you write out a list of 10 things that you're grateful for and why you're grateful for those. So for those things. So, for example, you would say something like along the lines of, I am grateful for my hands because my hands allow me to be an independent person who can take care of himself. And my hands allow me to shower and play guitar and drive cars and type, and just my hands allow me to do everything that I want to do. If I didn't have hands, I couldn't do anything. I'd be dependent on someone else. So, getting that level of gratitude, over just the basic simple things. And what you'll quickly find is when you start doing this exercise, you start to realize that you have so much to be grateful for, like so much to be grateful for. It's insane. And you'll start to feel like, oh my gosh, I'm so blessed. And within I think it was like within the first day of doing this exercise, of writing out 10 things that I was grateful for and then listing out why I was grateful for those things, I felt like so full. Like I felt like, man, I have so much. I have so much to be grateful for, and I just felt like the fullness of life right in front of me that I wasn't seeing before. And I think it's so easy for us to get caught up in like what we don't have, and all of our focus is on what we don't have. But when you start doing this practice, you start to realize like, wow, I have a lot to be grateful for. So that's the first exercise that she prescribes in the book. That's the morning practice. And then the nightly practice is called the magic rock exercise. And that's where you are going to get a rock. Like I have this one. This one's from Bryce Canyon. And you put your hands around the rock and you think about the thing that you you were most grateful for that happened in your day. So you think about the best thing that happened in your day while you're holding this rock, and then you give gratitude. You say thank you for whatever that thing is. And you really feel that feeling of gratitude for that thing that happened in the day. And the powerful thing about this exercise is when you do it, what you're actually practicing is your brain is scanning for all the good things that happened in your day. And this is powerful because a lot of the times when we're unconscious, before we go to bed, our brain is scanning and focusing on all the things that went wrong throughout the day. So this is like a little conscious tweak that you implement at the end of your day. And it gets you into that state of feeling the fullness that you had and that you experienced throughout the day. Very powerful practice, and going to bed in that state of feeling grateful, feeling the fullness, feeling happy about your life, it's a very powerful thing. So those two exercises are the morning and nightly exercise that are prescribed in the book, and very simple exercises. They don't take long, but they make a very big difference in priming your day and giving your subconscious mind something to focus on when you are going to bed. So the first, sort of things that started to happen were happening at my, the place of where I work. I work at my family's car dealership, and I'm selling cars, and I'm managing the business. And there was a car on our lot one of the higher end cars on our lot that we were having trouble selling. A lot of people would come, they'd show interest in the car, but they would end up, for some reason or another, when it came to, actually purchasing the car, they would back out last minute. And this was sort of like this reoccurring pattern that was happening with this car. And it had been sitting there for a couple months. After a day of doing this exercise, I saw that there was an inquiry for this car that had been sitting on the lot for a couple months. And I call the lead, and a guy answers the phone, and he says, I said, "Hey, I got your inquiry for this car." And he says, "Oh my gosh, you know what? I live about an hour and a half away from your dealership, which is pretty far, but I actually happen to be in the neighborhood right now, so I can actually come and check out the car." I say, "Perfect." The guy comes in to the dealership about 20 minutes later, and he checks out the car, and he says, "You know what? I've been looking for this exact car. I've been going around all over trying to find a car just like this one. I've seen a few cars, but none have been in the same condition as this one. This one's in the best condition, and you guys are asking a great price on it." And he says, "I've actually been planning on buying a car for my fiance for Valentine's Day." And he said, "I'm going to bring her over tomorrow and see if she likes it. If she likes it, I'll take the car." So the next day they came back. Fiance comes with him. Beautiful couple. And they test drive the car, and she loves it. He loves it. They end up buying the car. And they were so incredibly grateful for me. They were so incredibly grateful for the car. And this was on Valentine's Day as well. They ended up giving me a couple cupcakes, Valentine's Day cupcakes and all that. And they were just so ecstatic, so overly joyed with the purchase of the car, and expressing so much gratitude towards me. That was the first thing that happened. And I thought that was really cool. That was really amazing. And I was so grateful for the experience as well. The second thing that happened, it was again at the dealership. So at the dealership, we have a couple cars that we rent out on this app called Turo. It's like an Airbnb for cars. And in the summer, we'd been renting out those two cars, and those cars were being utilized and rented out a lot of the times. Once the winter time came around, the activity slowed on those cars. And one of those cars, or two of those cars actually, they weren't rented out for like a month and a half. They were just sitting there on the dealership lot, not being used. And within a day or two of doing these gratitude exercises, I get an email notification that someone had booked the car for 1 month, a 1 month booking, which is like super rare to get someone to book a car for like a month. But I got an email notification, someone booked the car for a month, and that they would come and pick the car up the day after. And that's what happened. They came, they picked the car up, I got it ready again, make sure everything was good, and they came and picked up the car. So this was about, a couple days into doing these gratitude exercises, and I could sense the abundance was flowing, and I kept giving thanks, I kept being grateful, and I was doing these different practices that I prescribed in the book. Every day there's a different practice. One day you're focusing on your gratitude for money, the other day you're focusing on gratitude for your relationships, the other day you're focusing on your gratitude for the work that you do. So I was doing these exercises just straight out of the book, and these things started happening. Now another thing that happened was the weekend before I started doing these exercises, we had a gig. For those of you that don't know, I play music, I perform, I'm an artist, and we had a gig in Venice Beach. It was a 30-minute set, and we weren't getting paid by the venue, we just put a tip jar out. And, after the gig, I grabbed the money out of the tip jar, put the money into my backpack, and go home. So once I'm at home that night, me and my bandmates, we pull the money out of the backpack. We count the tips that we made for a 30-minute set, and it came out to about $60. And we were, happy with that. We made $60 from a 30-minute gig. That's cool. And I think this was on like the second or third day that I was doing this practice, these gratitude practices. I finished doing my morning practice of listing out the things that I'm grateful for, and I reached in my backpack. I think I was looking for a pen or something, and in a little crevice of my backpack there was 4 $20 bills just folded up. And I guess what had happened is I had overlooked that money that night that I had, the night of the gig that I pulled out the money to count it. But, when I think about it, I could have sworn that I took out all the money, but it seems like this money just magically appeared out of nowhere. This $80 just magically appeared out of nowhere. That's really how it felt. So I pulled the $80 out. The only place that it could have come from is from the gig that night. So it turns out we actually made $140 in tips for our 30-minute set, which was, this was when the abundance was really flowing. We sold one of the more expensive cars on the lot that had been sitting there to a couple that was so grateful. It was the exact car that they were looking for. This car that's been sitting on our lot, not being rented, is suddenly booked for a month. Now, I'm finding more money from the gig that we played that weekend. I could really sense the abundance was starting to flow, and I just kept giving gratitude. And there's just so many more things that have been happening since then. I don't think I have enough time in this video to share all of it, and this is just something that, I'm only 1 week into doing this, but I've reconnected with people that I haven't really heard from for a long time. I've reconnected them. I've had lunches with them this week. I've had dinners with them this week, and we have these relationships established again. So there's just a lot happening. I don't have enough time to share everything that's happened this week, but I can just say that this book, The Magic by Rhonda Byrne, it works and it's worth trying out. I highly recommend it. Like I said, I'll link the PDF version in the book below, in the description below. You should really, really try this book out and follow along and really just do the exercises. Because this is really the core fundamental of manifesting, is living in a state of gratitude. What I've noticed, the shift that's happened in me just from a week of doing these exercises, is my mind is now always focusing on what I'm grateful for. I'm always looking at the glass half full. I'm always looking at, what I do have and starting from there instead of focusing on what I don't have. And that has been the biggest game changer. I feel full. I feel the fullness of life. I feel whole. I feel complete. I feel like there's just an abundance. I have so much to be grateful for. And it's completely shifted everything for me and made this whole manifesting thing a lot easier. And this is only 1 week into doing these exercises. I still have 3 more weeks to go. So I've changed a lot in this past week. And I know I'm going to be changed forever. So yeah, I just wanted to make this video, share it with you guys. And what I'm probably going to do within the next week or 2, and definitely by the end of me doing and completing these exercises, is I'm going to share a few of the exercises that Rhonda Byrne presents in this book. I'll share a few of the exercises so that you guys can follow along and implement it in your own life. I highly recommend, like I said, reading this book. This book is really good because it gets you to take action. It gets you to take action and just do these practices and get into a place of gratitude. That is the most powerful thing about this book. But yeah, like I said, I'm going to post more about this book, more about this concept of gratitude. And then at the end, I know I can sense that even bigger changes are happening. I even forgot to mention that I've added a couple clients that I'm working with in my consulting for mindset manifestation from this channel. People that I'm really excited to work with. That's all happened this week as well. So just the abundance is flowing, and it's magical. I see why she calls the book The Magic. Okay, so I just wanted to share this with you guys because life is magical, and when you have gratitude, magical things start happening for you. This is a topic I want to dive deeper on for sure, but I want to also take this moment to give gratitude for all of you on this channel who have in the past shared or expressed words of encouragement to me to continue making videos. There's so many of you who are just so beautiful in expressing, how you enjoy my videos and how you get value from it. And a lot of you just encouraging me to keep going and keep making videos and keep on this path of helping other people. I really do appreciate you guys. I'm really grateful for you guys for taking the time to write these words out and share that with me and to keep me going. It really does. Your words really do go a long way. I'm really grateful for all of you. I'm really grateful for all the subscribers on this channel as well, who have been here since day one. Since I know some of you guys when I only had 20 subscribers, and you subscribed and you commented, and you're still commenting now. It's amazing. We're growing together. So I just want to say thank you so much for supporting these videos and showing your love. It means a lot to me. And I'm excited to continue posting videos and just sharing my experiences with all these magical things that I'm coming across. So thank you very much for tuning into this video, and I'll see you in the next one.